Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Silverstone. We are here at the National Circuit for the BSTV TCR Challenge, Season 11, rounds 11 and 12. In the booth with me is Russell. We're in Cowell. Good evening. Good evening. Also in the booth is Wobbly Kneecaps. How you doing? In the booth is
yeah, great. I had like 6 pints already, so I'm really great. I had like 6 pints.
It's going to be a bit interesting then, isn't it? I'm just going to turn the volume up for you two. Russ, Silverstone, National, a bit like flying fighter jets around a teacup, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's going to be a very close race this week, I think. We're not going to see gaps as big as we might see at a bigger track.
No, they're going to stay together quite closely, I would think. We have quite a battle in terms of the league, Wobbly. Nobody's managed to get away with sprinting off into the distance so far. What do you see happening today? Do you think we'll see Sam Blease, Stephen Walker and Spencer McCarthy getting together at the front again? Is Spencer even in the session?
No, Spencer is in the session. No, no. I think he mentioned something about not being able to drive this one.
Oh wow! Right, okay.
And I'm definitely sure that Sam and Steven are gonna go for the win. But then again, I saw Matt's pace in practice, and he was quite good. He even mentioned something about in a practice session, like, oh, he did the fastest lap without tow, while the others had tow.
Oh.
So I think you should definitely keep Matt there in as a contention.
And Russ, have you got access to the scores? If you use Gary's, it's probably a little bit more accurate than the ones on the website at the moment. Because as I was looking, there was a couple of points adrift for the two geodesic boys. So probably worth you running through the standings if you could.
If I can find the link.
Yeah, that'd be good. Hopefully I've got everybody's paints sorted out today, so just shout when you're back with us and you've got everything. Oh, there's Scott Malcolm. He had the wrong banner last time. Let's see if he's got the right banner. No, still got the wrong banner, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. I downloaded everything off the website, so back to the drawing board, I'm afraid, with that one.
So I just want to say I want to react on something that Marco Nomeda says on the chat.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I should be watching that as well. Go
on. He's asking, what is this? And I told him yes. And then he reacts to Pete's cooking show. It's definitely Pete's cooking. So Pete is really good at barbecuing.
Yeah.
Especially when he got dirty hands.
Yeah, they're called what? Wobbly?
Icky hands!
Icky hands! You had to be there, folks, but I trust you. It was funny for everybody but me.
No, that's like, get the situation in right. We were doing this great barbecue at Pete's, which he organized really well. We got dragon sausage, we got black sausage, we got sausage, we got sausage on sausage, we got sausage in sausages, sausage over sausages, and sausages everywhere. They're flying everywhere. So that's, and it wasn't Pete talking about with the sausage.
He's finally lost
and
it,
then he touched one sausage, like not his own sausage, but he touched the sausage, and instantly went like, oh, icky hands, I gotta clean them, icky hands, and then he ran off to the kitchen.
And now that Wobbly stopped talking about sausage,
yeah,
I found the results. So after last week's at Donington, Stephen Walker is in first place with 626 points. Spencer McCarthy is second with 574 points.
Oh, right.
I believe he got taken out in one of the races, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
That's why this is without the drop session, the drop rounds in as well. So we'll probably see that from this week. Sam Blease is in third with 544 points. Fourth is Gary Craig with 520 points. Fifth is Simon Trendle with 494 points. Sixth is Matt Elmore with 402 points. Seventh is Jamie Wilson with 380 points. Eighth is Roger Moulton with 304 points. Ninth is David Ayres with 296 points. 10th is Tony Walker with 282 points. 11th is Chris Needham with 281 points, quite close between them two. 12th is Jason Haddington, or Kylie as we like to call him, with 276 points. 13th is Matt Flannery with 265 points. 14th is the JB Dejoux, the man himself, with 264 points. 15th is Scott Fix Setup Malcolm with 260 points. 16th is Carl, I'm not going to say it, Hardy with 257 points.
That's what she said.
17th is Andrew Litter, 208 points. 18th is Jason Morris with 170 points. 19th is Arnaud Chenanier with 148 points. Also 19th is Jamie Jeffrey with 148 points. And 21st is Michael Seal with 92 points.
Interesting, right? So there's lots to go at here. Okay, let's run a lap with someone. So who's about to start a lap? Number 92, Roger Morton. Let's go on board with him. I'll do you a lap on board. So we cross the stripe here. This is the better version of the track, I think. You can argue. So around Cops we go. This is all old portion of the track. We head towards Beckett's. You only get one bit of it in this version of the track. It's the short version. As Gary said, there's only 3 corners. There's actually a few more than that, but not many more. Then we're on to Wellington Straight already, once he's got around here. You're really just trying to keep momentum up in this car around this particular version of this track. You don't want to be off pressing the brake at any point, because this is Brooklands. You kind of want to just coast it around here, let the back waggle out on you, stay in second gear all the way through here. Don't shift up, because you'll just stuff yourself through Luffield, which is this corner. You're going to fire it out of here, take as much curve as you can on the left hand side, get up through the gears, because this is Woodcote, and believe it or not folks, this is the end of the lap. It's only 1 minute wobbly. It's frantic.
I could have done this track, I mean.
I thought you could, but you wimped out of it before we'd even started the broadcast.
I only told you I haven't done a lap on it, so I couldn't give you any insights.
Do you want to, I was going to say, do you want to do another one, but we haven't got the time. We've only got 3 minutes before the end of qualifying. So at the moment, folks, your pole man, provisionally, is Sam Blease, with Stephen Walker on your screen, previous champion and current holder of the trophy. In provisionally second, but he's only 0.15 of a second behind. He's
but 1.5 of a second, just to interfere with you, I mean 1.5 of a second on a 1 minute lap is quite the gap.
It is actually, isn't it? As a percentage, it's quite high compared to, well, if it was the same around the Nordschleife, you'd be saying that is very, 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 very close. Here,
yes,
not so much.
It's still close. Don't get me wrong. It's still close. I mean, a tenth of a second, 10.5. It's still like within all parameters. But then again, on a quali lap, we've seen this all season, where Sam and Spencer is not here, but we've seen Spencer and Sam being just a little bit quicker on quali. Yeah. Where we've seen Steven had a great race pace, qualifying on third, qualifying on second, with a tenth or two behind them, but once the race starts, he's just on it. So it's going to be great, I think.
Yeah, and Russ, Matt Elmore, third at the minute, provisionally, 0.17 of a second behind second place. You were saying before he was quite quick, or was that wobbly? Either way, he's very much got the bit between his teeth.
Yeah, Matt's generally all right in this car. In these cars, I say he was all right. He's my teammate. I shouldn't be saying that, should I? He's good in these cars. He tends to do. He's done very little practice this week, which is shocking for him. He's usually on it all week, but I don't think he needed to. The track's quite a short track. He knows what he needs to do around here. Hopefully, we won't see him get taken out this week, and he'll be able to stick with the guys up front. He's automatically gained a position by Spencer not being here, which he was laughing about yesterday. He was like, "Great, that means I've gained a position."
Right. Okay.
And it also means he gets to stay on track, as he said, because Spencer won't be able to take him out this week.
This is true, yeah. There's something going on there, isn't there?
But we still have Gary, so he has to watch out for Gary.
Yeah.
Who also had pace yesterday, may I add.
But he's not showing it today, Gary, is he?
No.
He's in 7th at the minute. So I'm going to refer back to the chat because Clyde's complaining because I tried to feed him, as he puts it, garden weeds. Obviously that's salad, folks. I have never seen anybody look at me with a look of utter betrayal for putting some lettuce and some tomato on a plate next to his burger and his sausages.
You didn't have tomato.
There wasn't there?
No, there wasn't.
How can you even remember that? Right, the session's tripped over, so we're going to ignore that for now. Grid walk. Wobbly, do you want to walk us through the grid?
Yeah, sure. And the grid is up. Is it up already? Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Stephen Walker, first position, Spectre 6. Second, Stan Blees for Geodesic Racing. Third, Matt Elmore for Spectre 6 Orange. Fourth, Carl Hardy, Safeguard Rubbish Roll.
Yeah, good look there.
Simon Trendle on 5th, quite surprising with the Civic, with the fast corners. Team Chimera, Chris Needham, RWLC Racing Red. Gary Gregg, BSTV Esports, my man, but not my man, he's your man. Then 8th, Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera as well. 9th, Jason Haddington, really good position for Jason. RWC Racing Blue. Tony Walker, Spectre 6, the number, not the name. Scott Malcolm, Ignium Motorsports, good position for him as well. Jamie Jeffrey, CCR. And then we go up to the pixels again, and I can't see anything. It's everything. It's the same with the Discord stream every time. Yeah, it's freaking weird. So I can tell you that
Arno Shinonier is in 13th for RWC Racing Red. David Ayres 14th, 15th JB, 16th Matt Flannery, Roger Morton in 17th, and Andrew Littler at the back of the field, and we're green.
Cheers. I would have gotten that, but yeah, I can't see.
Right,
so
so
Stephen had a good start this week.
Yes, very much so.
I already
I
took
don't
the
know if
lead.
anyone noticed, but he literally pipped it on the last lap for him to get pole.
Oh, I didn't notice. No. Good call, Ross.
Andrew Littler's given everybody a chance and held back. Didn't want to take the lead straight away.
But it looks like a very clean start, but overtaking is going to be... It's clean, it's clean.
Is it though? Really?
Oh, who's on the right there?
That's
there
JB.
was someone going off. Jamie Jeffries?
Jamie Jeffrey.
I think he cut the grass a little bit. Maybe David Ayres, one of those guys.
I don't know if you've both seen this, but up front we've actually got these two side by side.
Yeah, and second and third are getting there as
also
well.
The same. Yep.
That's super wide.
Oh, that's Sam. It's wide. And now let's hope on a safe return.
Yeah, he's doing
Oh,
the
that's wide enough.
The weeds were
now
quite
it's going to
deep
be
there.
interesting.
Everyone knew where he was, so they gave the space, which was well played by everyone there.
It was.
Pushes
That was the
Gary
first lap already,
fourth,
just to go account for that.
Did Gary get another superstar?
He did very well, actually. He's up 3 places from his start position. These two are fighting it out here. This is Tony Walker and Chris Needham. They've been side by side for the best part of half a lap. I know that's not a lot around here. Ooh, is that going around the outside?
Oh, that's
Jason?
very wide.
No, that's not Jason. That's
Jimmy.
not no.
I think we're gonna call Gary, like, I don't get me wrong, I hate Lance Stroll, but he's really good at starting, so we're gonna call Gary Lance Stroll for TCRs.
I don't know that that'll stick.
Well, what's going to happen here? This is going to be really late breaking here.
But the wide line is instantly faster.
Yeah.
It's the line every like Formula 2 car takes as well. Just take the white line, you're gonna be safe.
So
they're gonna go side by side, and that's close. He could
JB
close the door, but
through
he's leaving the room there, and that's good play by, good fair play by him.
It is. This is nice racing further back in the field. Arno Shinonier is gone.
Somebody came out of the pits.
Did they?
Yeah, somebody came out of the pits.
Andrew Littler out of the pits.
Oh, he made a false start or something.
He must have done. He must have served a drive of shame there. Maybe a jump start. We'll have a look at that later.
Stop following me back.
One thing, by the way, I did want to mention something in general. The reason Matt didn't do any practice is because we have this awesome collaboration between Spectre 6 and BSTV for the 24 hours of Daytona. He did like a ton of laps on Monday, so in the car.
I heard screeching tyres. Maybe I just made that up in my own head. I'm not sure. You say it's a collaboration. That's as far as it goes until I ram it into the wall on the first lap of my first stint. And then it goes from the 24 hours to the 24 seconds of Daytona for me.
Ah, mate, you're not in my team. I don't care.
24 seconds of Pete driving the
Oh,
car
that's
around
they
Daytona.
hit the cops.
What?
They had a small contact in cops. I don't know which cars though. I think this was to Martin, Roger Martin and David Ayres.
Oh, Roger's dropping down the field slightly, so it probably was Roger.
Along with Matt as well.
I've got nothing on my event tracker, believe it or not. Yeah, Matt Flannery dropping back. Oh,
that's
that
very,
Andrew?
very
That's
wide.
Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the
Somebody's
right,
gotta pick up
Andrew.
safe
Turn
backs.
right. Turn right.
Ooh, Simon next to is it Gary?
Gary, yeah, he's lifted him out of that corner. I think that was Gary actually trying to overtake him. So that Veloster, like you said before, Russ, I think it was Russ, is pretty quick.
It's got some beans around it. I mean, I think that the strong thing it's got going for it this week is that there's two big straights that the Elantra can get the top end, but by the time you get to the end of it, there's not much top end left. So I think it's kind of an even, more of an even kill this week than it has been in previous weeks where there's been massively long straights that the guys can utilise in the Elantra.
Yeah, and what Scott Malcolm's trying to do here is go around, or he was going to try and go around the outside, I think, and now he's trying to do the cutback, but Tony Walker's done a great job there of holding that. He's up 2 positions from the start, JB up 3 positions.
Yeah, Gary was complaining about warming his tires in the first 5, 6, 7 laps.
Right.
Simon, that's an awesome grip.
Simon.
Oh, really good catch, mate. And everybody trying to get out of the way, and now Jamie is right on his upon his ass and trying to get a good one on him as well. And he's trying to cut back there, and he's gonna get the toe for it, so he might be able to pull it off right to cops.
Yeah, he's having a
gonna
good
stick it to
go.
the right. Do a Hamilton.
Give him a little nudge. It's fine.
I don't know. This is teammates being teammates.
Oh, we've got another one.
Where?
Ooh, yeah, so little slide.
Just done it then. We just had a slide then from Scott. He kept it well.
Good catch, though.
He
Good
saved
catch.
it very, very well. Yeah.
I missed that.
Very gentle on leaving the throttle. Just releasing the throttle, putting it back down, and just trying to get the car back and lit.
Hats off to all these guys, by the way. Like, they have been drifting around some corners these last couple of weeks. The only thing we're short of is a bit of Tokyo Drift music.
Oh, Matt's move. If he get, Matt was so late on the brakes, mate.
It was Elmo.
Yeah, Matt. No, Matt. Flannery. Yeah. And my money is always on him. I always tell him this every week since I've been back. I said before that even. I always tell Matt, my money is on you, and there is gonna be a time where I'm gonna be right.
So through Woodcote for Arnaud Chenonnier and Jamie Jeffrey. Jamie Jeffrey's on the right.
Oh, they're so close. That's contact. Small nudge, like really touring car racing. Trying to get the cut back, and then and he's get through.
Look at that, David Ayres. Yeah, like Russ says,
Making the moves.
through the eye of the needle there.
Still not got his paint on though, Pete.
No.
I like this back paint.
Council paints are good though.
What are you trying to say about my paint?
Your paint? I don't like it.
I've downloaded it each week from the site, so if it's not on the site, I'm not getting it.
I'll send it over just in case there's an issue.
Yeah, and then I can replace it.
Sam is really pushing it behind. Who's that?
Carl Hardy.
To Carl. Yeah, he tried to nudge his nose right in, but Carl was not having it. He was just like, "No, you're not. I'm not gonna allow you to even try it."
Right.
I'll tell you one thing about Carl, and you already know this already, but he can make that car very wide. Very wide.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say that in
Sponsored
a nasty
by
way as you
Ginsters.
said it,
Yeah.
but he quite literally can put that car. Oh, Sam went kind of the wrong way and then managed to pull it back.
I think Sam is trying to get a better exit on this corner.
He's trying to turn it on a sixpence as the two Team Chimera boys go side by side towards Brooklands.
Oh yeah, so I to be honest, I think I mentioned this to Ross like when we were talking before, right? It's Simon doing the defending, but driving against Jamie once he gets past you is really annoying because the guy knows how to place a car. Ooh, Was that Matt?
That's
Kylie.
Jason.
It's
Yeah,
Kylie.
Kylie didn't spin it though.
No, I was going to say no spin.
He made a statement today about being in a VR set and he couldn't even drive the centripetal circuit. And I just instantly thought, well, isn't the centripetal circuit a bit like spinning round?
Basically.
Yeah.
But
He's been practicing his donuts, basically.
But then again, it's good to have him here because he mentioned something about in the Discord, like I might not make it with his dad needing another scan. So
Yeah.
really grateful that the guy is here.
Yep, too right. Marco Namela needs a poke in the eye because he's saying that I am aiming to be the next F1 TV director by trying to miss all of the action on the track.
Well, Marco, if you can do a better job,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
would love
Yeah.
to have you as an extra cameraman, mate.
Armchair warrior extraordinaire, Marco Namela.
So, Marco, an open invitation. If you can set up a decent stream, you can get other things to work in SDK. You're welcome, mate. Do the camera work.
At the minute, I feel like Jean-Michel Jarre. I've got 2 keyboards and a mouse, 3 screens all doing different things. So
And only one keyboard is working.
this is true. Yeah, the other one's just there for show. Yeah. So we got 3 here fighting it out for 3rd place.
Matt Elmo just hit the fastest lap.
Oh, nice. That
Still
is
within a second from
rapid.
Steven.
Yeah. Sam Blease held it for a while. Stephen then took it away, and now Matt Elmo's got it.
So Jamie is still putting pressure on Simon, while Sam is putting pressure on Carl, and Carl is putting pressure on Gary. Those.
Ooh, Sam Blease. You see that wagging out there? It was absolutely sliding sideways.
And it's such a hard track to overtake. You gotta rely on somebody making a mistake to get past them.
This is right at the back of the field, really. This is Matt Flannery and
Roger
Roger.
on the outside. Oh,
See you
that's
later,
minus
Roger. Roger's gone
Yeah.
extracurricular there.
And Elmar again was faster last lap.
Oh God, yeah.
The one thing that these two now got going for them is they have slightly pulled out of Gary's toe. Whereas Gary's got Carl and Sam closely chasing behind, he'll be getting pulled back. Now, there's not a massive amount of toe to be had down here.
No. By the time the toe's kicked in, it kind of runs out on you, doesn't it?
However, look at Matt's time, his interval between Stephen and Matt. He's gaining and gaining and gaining when they get to the straights and losing on the corners.
Yeah, that's true. Good spot.
I kind of want to mention one thing.
Whose side are you on, Wobbly? I can still see the... Oh, that's a nudge. That's a nudge. He's lifted him out of the corner there.
That's a Hamilton.
Yeah, that was...
Without-
Arno. Yeah, it was.
Without,
It was Arno.
without putting him in a wall with 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention one thing, and that I did actually do the practice Donington, which is the worst track in the world.
It's not. It's the best.
No, it's the worst. I did it in the Elantra and I did it in the Civic. I did the Elantra and I was 6/10 quicker
Whoa,
than I
that's
was
huge.
in the Civic. So I just wanna actually just I already mentioned this tons of times that Simon and Jamie are doing a really good job in the Civic.
Yeah,
But I do want to
definitely.
emphasize that because it is a terrible car to drive this season.
Well, the fact that they're both bolted together going around the track at the moment says it all, doesn't it? Really. As
It's
David
just that
Ayres-
Jamie improved and Simon got slower.
I'm sure Jamie will love you for that, as will Simon, but there you go. These two have been side by side for, well, I think the whole race. David Ayres and Jamie Jeffrey.
Ross, what's your thought about Matt pushing Steven in the next feature race? Do you think he can beat him?
I don't think he will. We're
Look at how close they are.
Sorry, yeah. I think
Sorry.
what you've got here is Gary being pushed by Carl and Sam.
Oh, this is
Oh.
great. Oh, just outside is the good line for Carl. On the inside of the
Carl.
right again, buddy.
Carl.
He had some oversteer.
That's good racing. Back where they
Sorry.
started.
Go ahead, Ross, sorry. Oh, look at this.
You've got to give it for Gary. He's got that car in a position and he's keeping hold of it for as long as he can.
That's
He's
ridiculous.
like, you're not getting this out of my grasp. I'm in third. I need it. I want it. I want to prove that it's my car and not me.
Oh, around the outside from Hardy. Or he's going to
Oh,
get
and
slowed
he's
down,
taking a technical
surely.
off. No, a technical off track.
It's an off track, that.
Not a slowdown.
No, it's not the
It used to
And he's
be.
got the inside line, and look what he's doing now. He's pulled
Ooh.
Sam. No, he's not pulling through.
Oh, Sam
he
got
has
a really
done
good
look.
exit.
He's got a really good exit there.
Look at the acceleration off the corner that Sam got then.
No, it's good. Gary cooked his tires.
Do you think?
Yeah, and the way the slowdown works is you have to tuck in before like the end of the curb or something. So if you tuck in before the end of the curb, you're fine on cops. If you don't, you get the slowdown.
Right. Okay.
Don't ask me why I know this, but I might have abused it sometimes.
Going back to your question before, Wobbly, I think that Matt won't defend Stephen. Unless Stephen says, go for it. But Matt is very humble to his teammates, and he knows that there's a championship on the line, and he'll be like, well, it's never mine to win. So here you go, Mr. Speedy. You go through and be an alien, and just leave me to get second or third. He's always been that person. All of us are, to be fair. Like if we can see Stephen coming up in our ears, it's like go on, mate. There's no point me defending it. You're too quick for us most of the time, anyway. There's not really many tracks that we compete around that were faster than Stephen.
Oh, that's late on the brake for Sam.
Lovely,
Good job, and good for Carl on leaving the space, but he might have the cutback. This corner, it's going out, and Sam blocked it up perfectly.
Yeah.
He forced Carl to just stamp on the brakes a little bit. Sorry, Ross.
No, you're fine. I'd finished anyway, but we've
That's what
got
you said.
someone off track. Who's that? Oh, dear. Oh no, Shania is back with.
Oh no!
And he's been spun.
No! Oh!
That was Arnaud Chenonnier.
Oh, he's still alive?
He's still alive. I think he did hit the wall, maybe. I'll have a look
His
at that.
left front is broken.
I'm watching it now.
Yeah, I'm going to replay it for everybody at home. Oh, that's not the chopper. That's the chopper. So, let's see. Did he squeeze himself into a turn there? So, no.
In a way, yes.
In a way, yeah.
I disagree. No, I disagree. Arnaud kept his line. It was on the guy behind him.
David went wide and kept his line, but he was also beside Arnaud.
David would have run out of track, surely.
Because
he stayed wide.
Can we rewatch it?
Of course.
If you watch where David goes,
as many times as we need in order to prove that you're wrong.
It's pretty much similar to the incident we saw with Gary and Matt last week, where
let it run a bit
Gary
further.
ran out of track.
And then run it now.
No, so if you look at the lines, Arnaud is not going left. He's not going left. He didn't go left.
I think he is.
No, he didn't.
He's slightly going left. David couldn't go in.
You guys drive on the left-hand side. That's why you think that.
No.
Yeah, where do you think David could go? He was literally on the line.
Hang on. I'm gonna switch this up.
I'm not trying to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get the blame on David.
No.
But there's nothing going on. If David would have kept his line, Arnaud would have kept his line.
If anything,
it's definitely a racing incident.
But if you see there, David's literally trying to keep to the line, but not going.
I don't know.
No.
That shows it a little bit differently, doesn't it?
That's 50-50.
Again, it's a racing incident.
Yeah.
It's not blaming David. It's not blaming Arnaud. It's like being smart in the situation. We get another replay. I don't know what it is.
Both cars couldn't get through at the same time, basically.
Ooh.
Sorry, man.
And then he popped it to himself. Okay. So to finish my sentence, it is like being Arnaud, you gotta think like, oh man, there's a car on my left. I gotta leave a little bit more space. Being David, it's like, yeah. So there's still track on my left-hand side. I gotta leave him space. I think that's like they not muched heads. Like they hit each other. They had a bit in brainwave.
They both kind of went in the opposite directions.
Exactly.
In the same direction as each other, didn't they?
Without anyone being at fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've just had a bit of banter between the guys in chat that they. Roger said sorry to Matt for the incident, and then everyone else literally said sorry to Matt.
Mark and O'Malley calling it a race incident. I mean, that's what we agree on. It's a racing incident. But it could have been avoided if both of them were, I don't want to call them stubborn. Be race smarter? Is that a word?
Yeah, and just spatially aware, I suppose.
Again, racing incident, it happens.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to see that Arno can continue, and David as well.
This battle's getting tasty back here. This is Jason, Kylie Haddington, and Jamie Jeffrey and Killer Ayres.
Oh, that's on the inside there. Oh, that is nasty. Oh, mate, if you turn in like that, I'm mad. Oh, on Scott? It's Jamie, sorry.
No, Jamie.
Keep messing up, James.
Anybody think you'd had a pint or two?
Oh, 6.
Or 6.
I'm already at an 8, mate.
No, that's inappropriate touching.
Oh, and
he's away.
Save it. Oh,
And
good
he's
job
waited,
of saving
he's
it, mate.
waited. Jamie Jeffrey waited.
And it allowed David Ayres through, though, because
It
obviously
did.
he wasn't a part of the incident. So he's like, I'm taking them positions.
The killer is giggling.
It's like, I'm no longer the killer.
Clyde's blamed me, apparently, for the incident.
That's fair.
It's fair enough. You
What
guys.
the hell?
It's because you didn't use your right keyboard, you want to use your left.
Yeah, okay. That was both funny and slightly insulting last night when I got the roster through from Gary Craig, and it said left foot, right foot, left foot.
No. It was a song, mate.
Was it?
It was a song. Left foot, right foot. Crisscross, you know?
I put
dear.
left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. What did it say?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait. I'll find it.
And here we go.
Someone's
It's over
flashing
that
light.
fast. It's because Stephen Walker has just taken the win.
It has.
Matt Elmore crosses the line second, with Sam Blease a recovery to third. Carl Hardy in fourth, and Gary Craig in fifth in the first non-Elantra.
Sorry, my pass was a little bit of a dive bomb.
And Chris Needham has taken pole for the second for the feature race.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
Go on.
Pete,
Yeah.
so it said like something like left foot, right foot, crisscross, cha-cha, real smooth.
It did.
It never did it.
Yeah, because I typed it out, Pete.
Oh dear.
I wait till I lose 5 seconds.
How are you
'Cause for
supposed to
Matt's-
get that from? Oh, never mind.
Only 3 seconds, Gary.
For Matt's, it
Yeah.
literally said flash,
Then
flash,
Ricky
flash,
number.
flash, flash all the way down. 'Cause we
So,
thought we'd send it you.
Stephen Walker first in, Matt Elmore second, third, Sam Blease, fourth, Carl Hardy.
We've not got that yet. We're not on the results.
Doesn't matter. Well, it's right there, right? So Gary, oh mate, you're messing with my head now.
I haven't even put the
Gary
results on
Gregg.
the screen.
On a position.
Right.
Thank you. Gary Gregg on 5th position. 6th, Simon Trendle. 7th, Jamie Wilson. 8th, Chris Needham. 9th, Scott Malcolm. 10th, Tony Walker. 11th, JB Dujou. Apparently he's American, but it sounds freaking French. 12th, David Ayres. 13th, Jason Haddington. 14th, Jamie Jeffries. 15th, Arno Shenanigan after his incident we had with David. And then 16th, Matt Flannery. My money is still on you, mate. 17th, Roger Martin. 18th, Andrew Ritter. So, to top this off, really good race. I think that we didn't have really had big incidents besides from the small incident we had with Arno and David we discussed. I'm looking forward if we can get like an interview with someone in the middle of the race, right before the feature race, how they experience the race, how they're gonna approach the next race. If anyone is listening to the broadcast, hop into the interview room. We'd love to have a talk with you.
I mean, I could go get someone if you want me to.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, it's. Did you just call Arno Shenanier Arno something else? Shenanigans or something? That was quite
Oh,
funny.
so that wasn't on purpose. So Arno Shenanigans, sorry. no, it wasn't.
And then we had a Jeff Elmore or something in there. Jeff Flannery. That
A
was
Walker. He calls Tony Walker every time.
Yeah, every time. But he's the best Walker, so I keep him
Just
just
say,
like a
just call him
Walker.
the favorite Walker, right?
Yeah, he's my favorite Walker. He's on my team
Yeah.
and in the Daytona, so it's my favorite Walker.
Yeah,
I
wait
thought
till
Tony
after the
was the
Daytona.
favourite.
Mate, listen up. He's the only Walker who didn't crash my car into the wall.
Why are you setting yourself up to fail this weekend then?
What?
Why are you saying that at this point? He's still got to do the race yet.
He's not gonna crash it. I have faith in him. You gotta have faith.
There's one
You
thing
gotta
you'll learn
have
about the Spectre boys. There's only one person that has faith in himself, and he crashes the car more than the rest of us.
Oh, that's Steven.
And he's sliding off the track now.
So everybody's in pit road at the minute, having a little go at doing practice starts. Andrew Littler, I think, must have jumped the start in the last race because he was practicing it there. Starting these cars from cold, Russ, is quite a talent, isn't it? Because I've tried it and I bogged down horrendously.
So Matt Flannery just move him.
What? Oh,
Matt
right.
Flannery do an interview or
Are
something.
you going to go and get him then?
Yeah, I can't. I already was in that channel. He will.
Alright, okay.
To answer your question, Pete,
Yeah.
to start off, these cars are really hard to start now. Standing starts aren't my favourite. Having a clutch helps. I don't have a clutch.
Why did you move Gary? We wanted Matt.
Get me out of here.
Give me
Wobbly.
Matt.
No,
I can't
moved
move
myself,
people.
Yeah.
So lying, it's unreal. Are you wanting
Yeah,
to go
Wobbly.
back to BSTV?
No, I'm stuck with you like now.
Alright, okay.
Hi, Gary.
Hi there, Russ.
So, you seem to be keeping the guys behind you in that first race for as long as you could, and then Sam Blees kind of, as Stephen decides he wants to do some sideways driving, and then Sam Blees kind of levered you out of a corner, and then that was the Elantras in 1, 2, 3, and 4 after that.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have a little bit of pace on me today. I was not great in quali. I couldn't get a great time in, so I was fortunate enough to get a good start to make up those couple of places and hang on to the group. But I was never in a position to really overtake. I kind of had a go at Carl once, I think, but yeah, no, it's tricky because again the velocity is incredibly sketchy on turning because it's the short wheelbase and a lot of these corners are very fast. It's such a delicate balancing act of the rear end hanging out just enough that you're turning, but not enough that you're out of control and losing time.
Yeah.
So turn one, especially in the entry into Luffield and Brooklands, is very sketchy.
Yeah, we saw a few people losing the back end a little bit,
Yeah.
and then washing out at the front in Croft.
We might want to let Gary go back in soon as well.
Oh, really? Right, okay.
I've got 5 seconds. What are you talking about?
Right, I'll put you back in BSTV as
Good
best
luck.
I can.
That's okay. I can move myself.
All right, okay. Don't know where Wobbly's gone. He's gone chatting in your place, so cool.
Well, have a good race, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Good
Take
luck,
care, Gary.
Catch you later.
Are you all right to extend gridding, Russ, when the session
What is
launches?
it again?
It's exclamation mark.
Yep.
Grid set, all one word, 2. No spaces.
Yep. And I'll wait till they're on the grid.
Yeah.
Are they on the grid?
They're on the grid now.
That did not work.
Excellent. Okay. Thought Clyde had made you an admin, so apologies, folks. This is going to be a bit clunky.
Flashy.
Wobbly's back with us.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to Matt because I wanted to interview him, but then Gary pipped his spot.
Ah, I see. Excuse me.
Today,
Right, so...
folks, we learned that Matt can't spell because he's put flashy.
Flashy. So he's
Yeah.
a fascist
I had to be careful
flasher.
how I said that.
Excellent, yeah.
Matt Flannery, by the way, not Matt Elmer. I wanted to talk to Matt Flannery.
So, Chris Needham will be your pole man for round 12. I'm going to kill Gary Craig because I heard that. About Flash. Oh, behave the lot of you. Jamie Wilson will go off second for Team Chimera. His teammate Simon Trendle off third. I'm going blind here, guys. Fourth is Gary Craig.
Yeah.
the orchestrator of the evil. 5th it will be Carl Hardy for safeguard. Sam Blease will go off 6th. 7th will be Matt Elmore. 8th will be Stephen Walker. 9th will be Scott Malcolm. Tony Walker off 10th. 11th will be JB Deshu. 12th will be David Ayres. 13th, not that I can remember who was 13th, is Jason Haddington. Jamie Jeffrey in 14th. 15th will be Arnaud Chenonnier. Matt Flannery off 16th. 17th will be Roger Morton. And Andrew Littler, hopefully the only one not flashing his lights right now, will go off 18th and last. So all the racers can die because they're all doing it on purpose because they know that I hate it.
You know what I suggested, right? Mapping the flash button on the throttle.
Yes.
Yeah, so I tried that. It works.
Really?
So do all the drivers. So try to map your flash button on the throttle, and it just keeps flashing the whole race.
Someone's not gridded up, by the way.
No, it's Sam Blease. He's on the grid now.
That was good timing, I believe.
It really was.
Saving fuel.
I wonder how far away Blimp Cam is. Oh my god, it's miles. Oh my god.
And then he jumps on track and flashes straight away for you, Pete.
Oh, he's... Yeah, I can't swear.
He's getting ready.
Lights are on, and we're waiting for them to go out. And we are racing. What are we doing, Russ?
We're racing.
Oh, really good start
that was a really
Simon.
good start by Jamie as well. Jamie and Simon both got a brilliant start there, and Gary again. Oh, and we've got a car sideways.
Oh, who's that?
It was Carlos.
Oh, yeah, he's gone wide. He's back on now, though.
I don't know if it was a gentle push or...
I think it was self-inflicted, to be honest. Scott Malcolm moving backwards and forwards. He's being shuffled around there. He's done well to stay on the inside there.
He got the good line, and he left space on the left side from Matt as well.
Yeah, Stephen Walker on a charge, and in fact he's leaving those cars behind him. That's Chris Needham making his way backwards.
Probably had to slow down somewhere, I guess.
No, Chris Needham's going right to the back and pulled off.
Oh?
Pulled off.
That's inexplicable, I'm not sure. That seemed to happen last time, was it?
Oh, there's someone. Oh, somebody got turned around. It was
Jason.
It's Jamie. Jason,
No.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Jason and I think that's
And
Carl
Carl.
Hardy.
It's Carl,
Both.
yeah.
I think Carl got turned, and then Jason ran into him.
Okay, well, I'll wait for that to come onto the event tracker because it's not there yet.
And I'm just going to watch what happened to Chris because...
Sorry, Carl.
His car's juttering around.
Maybe it's to do with this. It's not up as an event as such, and I think he's already going to have done whatever he was doing before this. Oh, yeah, that's the Carl Hardy shove. Oh, he shoved Carl Hardy. So that's that.
It looks like Chris might have had issues because last week he snapped his shifter.
Oh, that's right, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
But he comes into the corner quite quickly, gets a little bit of a wiggle on, but then manages to keep it on track, goes really wide, but then slows down a lot.
Yeah, and tell you what, Andrew Littler, up 4 places from the start, doing a great job. Keep your toe in. 5 for the lead. Sorry.
Look at this, guys. And this is gonna be those Civic guys are gonna be slower.
Go on, Gary. Sorry.
Oh, this looks like a multi-21 if Jamie lets him by.
I don't think he let him by. I don't think there's any options in that.
I think he let him by.
No way. No way.
I don't think he is doing. He's fighting that fight. I think now what's going to happen here is you're going to have 5 cars all in one corner in a minute.
Oh, look, Sam going on the left-hand side of Gary.
Look, on the inside.
Double on take. Oh, and then Gary does have to. Oh no. Yeah, he has a bit of line.
Oh, and Steven's coming through as well.
That's a good bit
They're
of
not
team
doing
driving
themselves
there.
many favors there, like the Camara boys.
Well, they're creating a good wall that nobody can pass at the moment.
Yeah, well, Sam can. He's already alongside Jamie.
Yeah, we'll have to pop out of that tone now in order to make the most of this. Oh,
And then Gary, do a Hamilton.
Ooh.
Come on, Gary.
Stephen round the outside.
See, you can go too wide through cops.
There is action behind this, folks, but I'm not looking away from it, I'm afraid.
4 cars just went side by side through that corner.
Yeah, no.
Just a small disclaimer.
Oh,
I
who's
I
that?
really
Matt
hate Max
Elmo?
Verstappen, so that's why I keep mentioning him. But I really hate him. I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he drives.
Slightly waggy tail there, Stephen.
I dislike Hamilton.
Dislike who? Hamilton, right.
I dislike Hamilton and I dislike Max. So
Yeah.
Well, you can go in the bin, Mobley. No one likes you.
I'm
joking.
Mate, Alonso is like the best car, the best racing driver there is. Okay, whatever.
Did
Let's
you
focus
say
on
the
the
most
race.
haggard racing driver then?
Sorry?
Did you say the most haggard racing driver then?
Look at this.
Man, he's
Gary
GP20.
is taking that position back from Stephen.
He's keeping the side by side through all these corners now.
These guys are having a blast though. I mean, 5 for the lead, and even like the small gap which is behind them is also like the same amount, the same intensity. Look at how
Gary's
wide
flashing
Scott is
for you.
going there.
Gary's giving you a good beam, and Steven got through, and now he's got Sam right in front of him.
And that Civic on the left on the side, it's very wide. Oh, it's
The
Jamie.
Chimera
Jamie's
boys
Ooh.
are definitely creating a wall.
Yeah.
At this point, this is.
Oh, they're flashing. Oh, who was that? Someone
I
was
don't
flashing
know.
his lights.
But they need
It
to
was
die.
Sam.
It-
Sam
it
got a
was-
penalty for 15 seconds.
15 minutes.
Oh, really good save though, and a really good catching from Steve.
Go on, Gary. Round the outside.
No, stop
That's
cheering
a
on
lot
for Gary.
matching through.
Why?
Look, it's
My
a lot
teammate.
matching through.
He's my team, but I'm not cheering for him. I'm cheering for Matt. Go,
Gary's
Matt!
still, so Gary's now got a 20-second penalty because he's still flashing his lights.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
dear, he's gone
Yeah,
down in my estimations. How far back is Scott Malcolm? A little bit.
He's on a really good position though. He's 7th, right beyond this group.
Ooh, thought that was going to be inappropriate
boys.
touching.
This can't.
Racing close. This can't last the full race, surely.
I wouldn't
No,
have
I
thought. Oh,
Steven on the right hand side trying to overtake Sam, and then if you look at the line, Jamie has a better line through that corner. He might be able to pip them for like on the straight again. Oh mate, just try to push him.
this is good.
And then Matt, look at
And
Matt
Matt
running
is
inside.
right.
He'll brake late as well because he's cheeky on the brakes.
Not this time.
Not this time. He's allowed the race
Steven.
to continue in through.
Sam muzzled. Oh, I mean, Steven muzzled his way through now. He's gonna
Where's
have a better
Gary
exit.
ended up in all this. So he's
It
at the
doesn't
back
matter.
of the
Still
group.
touch to the back, yeah, and Scott's catching up as well.
Oh, look
Stop
at
flashing your lights, Gary. That's why you're going so slow. Has he tethered his button to his pedal?
I think so. Look at the. Have you seen the positions for the top 10?
No, he
There's
didn't.
literally 3 temps between each of
Yeah,
the cars.
it's crazy. And it's going to be, up to 11th place because JB is the last car at the end of this train. If I can find him, there he is. Just about clinging in.
Oh, I
Gary's
think
just got
Gary
lifted off the
Gary
corner.
hit. I think he hit him with 0 contact.
He's too busy flashing his lights to pay attention to the race. Look.
He has got a trigger for it now, though. Apparently, he's got a little toggle button that you can just press up and down, and I think it
good.
turns his lights on for a certain amount of time.
Can't wait
Yeah,
for that
so
to get
there's a
pressed
new
again.
rule: if you flash your lights more than 10 times in a race, the client will come and visit you.
What are you going to say? Something else then?
Wearing only a mankini.
I was gonna say something different, Russ. You're right.
I'm glad you went where you went. So now this is Matt and
That's what she
Jamie
said.
seeing how long they can keep up with those at the front, I think.
Is this Sam Blease for the
Sam might be
lead
getting
now?
through.
He's got this, surely. He's
No.
already ahead before the right-hander.
No, he
no,
can't because
no.
like the
Oh,
white line is a
no.
really appropriate line there, and then now he got a better exit. Now he has it.
Yeah, that's
So did
Steven through
Steven,
as
look
well.
at that. He
Yeah.
pulled him through.
But then Jamie
then-
has a better exit. Might
Look
be
at
able
what
to.
Sam's doing though. He's playing the clever game. He's keeping Simon in the run by
Giving
towing
him so, yeah.
him through. This is going to get really tight.
Oh yeah, really good move by Sam. You mentioned it well,
Instead again.
Ooh.
Simon.
and now it's a difference in car. But you mentioned it. You noticed that really well, Ross. That he moved onto the left-hand side just to give Simon the toe and not give Steven the benefit of it.
Yeah, because
2 by 2
I mean,
through here. Ooh. That was
Gary's
very
got a run. Look at that
close.
run. Gary got through. Gary's got a run on.
Has he?
Matt. Yep.
Oh, he has, yeah. Is he going to manage to keep this though? Because you got to brake earlier than you. Oh wow! Look at Gary on the brakes. Good grief!
Love to see all this different car
Oh, that's a
manufacturers.
car going round.
Tony as well is literally keeping up this pack. It was David, I think. Yeah.
But he managed to salvage it.
He did. It was a good recovery actually. Scott Malcolm's got him on. Oh no, that's JB. Sorry.
Jason Hamilton passed Roger Martin. Wow.
There's a lot of shuffling going on at the front here.
But it's great to see so many different manufacturers at the front.
It is, yeah. I didn't think we'd see this, to be honest. I thought the Elantras would be away, but clearly not. We got
Due to it being a short track, I don't think the benefit of the Elantra kicks in until the very end of the straight.
Yeah, but to be fair, Russ, on the fast corners, the Civic is still really slow.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it. What I mean is like Simon's able to keep Stephen at bay as long as he's in Sam's toe. There's too many S's at the front.
That's
I agree. Whoever said that statement last time, there is too many S's at the front of this pack.
Yeah. It's true.
Sam, Stephen, and Simon.
Marco Namela says we're going to ask the drivers to pause so that he can get something to eat. He's obviously too engrossed in it.
I would love to see. I would love to see Scott.
That was a bit of a hip check there.
I think that was a reaction to Sam's little wobble at the front.
Yeah, so what I would love to see is that we like have Sam Lees, Simon Trendle, Stephen Walker, Spencer McCarthy, and Scott Malcolm at the front. That would be freaking great. then I keep picking up the names anyway. Oh, slide it up, hit it. Did he hit him? Did he put it?
No, neither of them.
No, I think he reacted on that.
Jamie Jeffrey, it was like Moses. Excuse me, boys, coming through.
He did just react on what he saw on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Matt's back on the inside of Jamie again.
Yeah,
they had a bit of contact.
Yeah, give him a little bit of a nudge. Gary's through there, like a...
Through, and if you notice, Scott's now on the back of these guys. Absolutely flying through.
More hit on the straight. I mean, they were all complaining about this track instead of Bathurst, but to be honest, if we look at the racing, this is insane.
Gary's in.
Who is that on the outside? Is that Scott Malcolm? It is.
Yeah, and then it's Matt Flannery in the middle. So, is he?
And Tony Walker trying to get through as well.
So Tony, sorry, yes, Tony. Yeah.
Tony, yeah, and he managed to get through.
I'm cheering for Tony because he's my teammate.
So, too wide through Croft.
Smart off track.
Gary making sure they use the as much as the track as he can.
He's totally flashing the button.
Getting his money's worth, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Tony's flying again this week, which is good to see.
I'd love to see Tony flying because he's my teammate this weekend. But not flying into the wall.
I don't think you've mentioned it yet, probably.
No.
Did I mention that he was my teammate?
No, not at least 6 times, no.
Oh, he's my teammate.
Oh, and Jamie's through? He is.
Oh, Scott Malcolm's lost out there a little.
It's because, yeah. It was under the braking, I believe.
Yeah, Jamie's closing in. Is that what you were meaning? Tony Walker underneath Jamie.
Excuse me.
Oh man, this race has got to be mentally. It's gonna be so hard to handle all the cars around you.
Guys,
well, we're only 12 minutes in. Yeah, we got another half an hour of this.
Oh,
they do have to
for a move.
Yeah, just behind. Yeah. Not made it work yet though. Him and Jamie Jeffrey seem to be bolted together. They was together in the first race as well. Matt Elmore taking on Simon Trendle. Let him go into the corner, but I think he was going to go beyond the apex, and he didn't. Back here, it's a bit crowded, isn't it? This is Carl Hardy, Tony Walker, Jamie Jeffrey, and his stable buddy, the Killer, David Ayres.
If we look at the front, Sam and Spencer and Simon are still within a second.
Spencer?
It's the S's, mate. It's Sam. It's oh my God, it's the S's. I just look at the S. I'm like, it's Spencer, but obviously it's like Spencer Needham.
Spencer Needham. What the hell?
But I do think if we look at the way Sam leads, Tony Walker. No, it's Sam Walker. Sorry, Stephen Walker and Simon are taking the corners. I feel like Simon is still trying to overcompensate for the corners, as I mentioned a ton of times before, because of the car.
Oh, Scott Malcolm went super deep into that corner there. I knew I seen smoke, but I got the wrong car.
That's what she said.
Hey.
So I think that Matt Elmore is definitely gonna creep up on, and he's almost side by side with him, and he's passing Simon right now. And this is all due to, is it 2 wide for cops? It's easy if you take the right line and you're not both stubborn.
Well, I think these two are quite stubborn.
No, he's gonna be hitting on the inside.
They both
he's gonna
played
be
it
fine.
quite well here because Matt should have the inside line.
Plenty of room. That Honda seems to be good around the outside of that corner though, and they are still side by side.
Yeah, but the next corner is a right-hander as well.
No, it's left. So well done.
Left. So,
Is it left?
Yeah,
Very
Simon's gonna
left.
get leading.
Just
Oh,
look
so
down.
I know the track
Look.
very well.
Just look down and see what letters written on your shoes. Yeah.
What letter is that? Is that the one you use? Oh, by the way,
These
good
guys.
story. Good story. So I know, like, for some guys who were driving like semi-amateur leagues, for Clyde example, he told me this. So he kept forgetting how the track layout was for certain tracks, and where he just literally put on like this paper on his windscreen or on his dash, so he could just see where he was on tracks. Like, oh, now I got a left. Now I'm going turning right, and now I'm going. So there are actually people who are doing that. That's just to keep an eye on the track, even while they're racing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is something called overlays in iRacing, which is the fun part.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about overlays. I'm talking like real race drivers.
All right, yeah. There's a few of them that have a little they have like a little clear sheet next to the car.
Yeah,
They slide whatever track it is in that week, and it's literally no bigger than an A4 piece of paper, A5 piece of paper.
Yeah, like an A5, and like just to be sure that you remember which corner you're heading to.
They do it a lot on the endurances, simply because they're driving for that long.
Yeah, if you have like 4 hours of sleep, then you don't need that.
I don't even know what sleep you mean.
So Sam Blease just took the fastest lap of the race with no toe at the front.
If I remember correctly, Clyde was telling me this about like this BMW race or something when we were heading to Crofts.
All right.
He mentioned something about that he kept forgetting which corners he was going at. Not at Crofts, but like in other tracks. So, can we place a bet? I texted my wife if she wanted to bring me a beer.
Right.
And now the big question is, will she?
No.
I'm gonna go with yes, just to shut you up.
Oh my god, no, that's fucking the other. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry.
We'll pretend you were talking to somebody else not related to the broadcast, but there you go.
No.
Oh, Carl Hardy. Trying to get one over on Jamie Wilson here. Scott Malcolm is back on it. He's been shuffled back. He was way up from his start position. As is David Ayres. He's up 4 positions.
I do have to say that he has a really good pace on the track because he is able to keep up with Carl, which has been showing great pace all season.
Yep.
Jamie as well, and Gary. Well, Gary's like just behind Matt, but like behind Jamie. Jamie has been showing really good races this season and even with the Civic.
Yeah. There's a few good performances going on as Tony Walker is the first to blink on the pit stops. Chris Needham did rejoin, by the way. He's on track and he's racing. He's a lap down.
As a teammate for well, he's not my official teammate, but I applaud that he's my official teammate in the Daytona, which I didn't mention at all.
Well, anybody that can put up with you talking in their ear, telling them to go faster and press
I
the
was
right
trying
pedal.
to ask was a question. So Russ, as Tony's being your official teammate, as has been discussed about, he's pitting really early. Is it like a tactic?
To be honest, I'm not sure. However, he's very similar to Steven, so I'm sure he would have figured it out pre the race, and he's not just going off on a whim and hoping that he'll gain a position out of it. Now, with how close these guys were racing a minute ago, he very much could gain a position from it, because you don't benefit from the tow around here. So these guys aren't going to be going that much faster. So if he's pitted early and these two continue to fight, that could be 1, maybe 2 positions for Tony when he comes out of the pits, or when these guys pit.
Seriously, how high is the pit wall around here? It's massive. Jamie Wilson to pit road.
And just to chip into the Daytona conversation, Pete, we don't talkie people's here. We sing.
We sing, and when we sing wet, wet.
Oh, don't.
We won't be doing it now. We're saving it for. We're gonna do a list of songs we're allowed to sing when you're on.
Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. So the moment when I feel it in my fingers, you know.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm trying to forget it as best I can.
And it's kind of like I feel it in my toes, like something like that.
I'm sure Marty Pello is about to sue us.
Yeah, but I mean, during that Daytona 24 hours, you're all around me.
Oh dear, this is terrible. Me and Clyde did this a while ago, seeing how far we could go with certain song lyrics before we ran out.
Oh, don't try me, mate.
It was Elvis Presley song titles. That's what it was.
Didn't we have this? I wasn't in that broadcast. But
No,
didn't you have
it was so good.
No, but did you have this conversation about about spider sex?
Oh yeah, that was in an endurance race a few years ago. That went on quite a while. We had snail sex as well.
Yeah, so like a while ago, I remember that I scrolled through a broadcast because somebody apparently was mad at me, like a Dutch guy. I didn't remember.
Yeah, that's so hard to believe. I'm not sure that.
No. Yeah. So like you remember David Plasman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he apparently was still mad at me, like a couple of months ago, because I did this move on him where I kind of made him jump scare, and apparently he's still mad at me for doing that move. I heard that like 2 months ago.
What, you did it on track?
Yeah, I did it on track. The guy came behind me and I just was annoyed because he kept flashing his lights and I made this move.
Flashing lights, it makes people angry.
Yeah, so I did it to the right, left, like just to scare him a little bit, and then he lifted off. And I mean, to be honest, it wasn't that. It was on me for doing that, not the flashing lights. It was on me. Right. It was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. But then again, I heard he was still mad at me about it.
So Gary Craig's come out like right behind Arnaud Chenonnier. He's the furthest forward of our pitted cars. So he's the first of the very top guys to have pitted. The 10 in front of him, or 9 in front of him I should say, have not pitted. JB Desjeux is now in pit road. I can only show you the very, very top of his roof though, because that's all the cameras show. I suppose if I did this you'd be able to see, but I'm not going to do that, so there you go. Russ, do you see Stephen being able to work Sam over here and get that first place away from him?
As a teammate, I want to see it. Unfortunately, Sam and Stephen are very similar paced.
And do you think that the pit stops are going to separate him?
Knowing Sam and the fact that he's a Geo guy means he'll have something special to sleep for this pit stop.
Oh,
he probably won't pit.
Right.
It's the Geo way, isn't it? He probably just won't pit. He'll probably just roll around the track and still win. No, it's the Geo way.
But-
Steven's borderline a Geo driver now.
Well,
So
That's what I wanted to ask. Steven is
yeah.
a Geo driver, right?
Yeah. I heard he's got the underpants and the gloves, and you know, the golden watch is only
he's
so
not
far
got the
away.
cape yet. They haven't
No,
given him
yeah.
the cape, so he's not a fully fledged member yet. He doesn't have the last letters in it.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's a Geo desk at the minute.
Yeah.
He's not the seat.
Tony Walker.
He's not got the engine.
I need to flash his light, so he got a 2 second. Oh, that's Tony. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Tony.
Tony got a 10-second penalty. Sorry, mate.
Right. So that's Andrew Littler, who's doing a pretty good job this race of staying on A, lead lap, and B, in a competitive position. Yeah, the guys around him have pitted. Apart from Arnaud Chenonnier, who's just a little bit further down the road there. There he is. Andrew's doing a great job.
So wait. So you guys know we made that bet, right?
Which bet?
About the beer?
Yeah, I said yes. Russ said no.
Okay, can you say yes real quick?
Yes.
No, you. I'm looking at you.
Who?
Just say hello.
Hello? What?
Yeah, so
Hi.
so I won.
What do you mean you won? Because you got beer?
I got beer.
Oh, yeah. Did I win anything or not?
I mean, you get to spend a long weekend in Holland.
Well, there is that, yeah. Where am I staying, by the way?
Didn't you book a hotel?
No, well, not yet. Not yet.
I mean, mate, we got like this big, like, I don't know, we call it a luchtbed, you know, but it's
Is it inside or outside?
What I'm getting from this is who's big spoon and who's little spoon out here.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I got a ton of space, man. It's not as big as your house, but
Cool.
He's basically calling it. It's a shed.
no. It's like no. It's. I mean, we got like this.
Is it a corridor outside your house?
No.
Under the stairs.
Harry Potter's
It's
house.
literally the room where I have my rig in, but it's like an attic, but we have like a flat roof, so it's fucking huge. So don't worry about it.
It's what?
It's huge, yeah?
It's large.
So you're gonna you're gonna sleep in the shed. That's what I said.
Oh no,
Right.
Shani is fitted.
He is, yeah. Jamie Wilson is now on a charge after Jamie Jeffrey. So why is that? Was Jamie that far up before, or has there been a long pit stop somewhere in this? In fact, there has. So Jamie Wilson has had a 3-second longer pit stop than everybody around him. Why would that be?
Could you bring up the pit stop times and then replay Jamie's pit stop?
Hang on a minute. What does this do? There we go. Oh, no, that's pit stops. Hang on a minute. Let's get rid of that again. Let's do this one. What does this do? Oh, look at that.
So, and then bring up Jamie's pit stop.
Okay.
13.
Because Adam Littler's
Yeah.
stop was 14.2, and so if you look at those average times, it should be alright.
Okay.
He's still, remember, he's still in the Civic, so he might,
It could be fuel.
yes,
Oh,
so he
I'm
might
hearing
be,
a crash.
Oh, alright. Okay, I'm not seeing anything at all, by the way. Just thought
Or a
I'd put
slidey
that out
car. Oh, I am seeing a Chris Needham off the track.
there. Oh.
Oh, it was him and Matt Elmore. Matt Elmore came out the pits.
You know, I've got nothing on the event tracker. Oh, now I have. Right, okay, that's not late at all, is it?
And Matt clipped the back end of Chris.
Oh, let's have a look. So we'll do a bit of this camera.
oh,
Oh dear, right, so,
Oh.
yeah, not
Yeah.
sure Matt would have known he was coming across quite that quickly.
I think that he knew he was coming across, but I think that Matt was like a major lap down. Why are you trying to overtake me at this spot?
Right, okay.
Most likely.
Right, where
And not hitting him on purpose. Again, not hitting him on purpose.
No.
Racing is it, but I feel like that Matt's like, why are you doing this? I'm trying to push.
And Tony has benefited massively from the early pit because Carl and Kylie are
Ooh. Did you see
coming
this
out the
cross?
pits very far down.
Do you see this? Steven and Sam going in
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yep.
Yep.
Right behind one
They-
another. I have
they
now
are
found Jamie Wilson's pit stop, but I'm going to watch these two first.
This is way more fun. This is.
Oh,
This is
and David Hurst has
crucial.
been spun
What?
by
Oh, wait,
JB.
focus on this and then look back.
Oh, he has.
I don't know what happened there, mate.
Right, we'll come back to that. And everything else that's
Say that
happening.
again. Say that again.
So now the question. Oh, that's a really good stop by Steven, and he's catching it. But is he? Oh, it's not enough.
Not enough.
It's not enough.
He's not
You
sure
could definitely
what
tell he's saved a little bit of you.
Right, we're going to watch this.
Okay. I didn't think I did, but if I did, sorry.
happened. No problem, mate.
I'm guessing JB's been involved in whatever happened to David.
Yes, they were both. They both hit each other. That's all.
So has he had to reverse? He's
Oh, he
going
has.
to have to reverse.
Yeah,
There's the time. There's the time. Right.
That's the time. Okay. Well, that's
right. We'll move
yeah.
on.
got that
Next.
figured out.
So,
Next finish.
Next.
Anyway, Roger can beat me.
I think it's 2 into 1 again. Doesn't
So
go.
this is Scott Malcolm right on the left.
No, that's
No,
JB.
no,
that's
that's-
JB. It's JB.
So
David
that's it was the net code, mate.
I
Hurst.
thought there was quite
It's
a
still
lot
2 into
there.
1 again. It's
No,
still-
it's net code. Look
Yeah,
at it.
I know it's
Look
net
at when it's
code.
switched.
I know it's
It is
netcode,
net
but it was going to
They-
happen.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
The
No, it wasn't.
trajectory that those two cars were on, they were
No,
going to
no,
hit.
nah.
It's
Mate,
just a standard 2 into
that's-
1. Don't go in that again. That's
That-
just another racing incident, unfortunately.
It's a racing incident, but still, it's net code. Pete, I challenge you. When you're at 3K, then you can argue with me.
I'm 3.5K and I'm arguing with you.
Yeah.
When you're 3.5K, you can argue with me.
Marco Namela is on my side. So he said that would have happened anyway. The blue car was at fault.
Nah, mate. I disagree.
No,
And we all know I'm faster than Marco. So
no,
it's
you're really not.
Nah.
You're really not.
not in a
Usually-
GT3. Well, not in a GT3 car, but in the very first car.
Can we have confirmation of how much you've actually drank? Because I think that you're faster than him.
Yeah. 16 bottles
So,
of vodka, I think.
I had 6 pints in the club, in the bar. And now I
And then
had
2 bottles of Gross, yeah?
no brand. You know brand IPA. It's just like an Indian pale ale.
Yeah.
But it only has like 7%.
So what are you drinking now?
That.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have to get up at 5 a.m. Tomorrow, so it's fine.
Right, so everybody has pitted. These two are literally on the same bit of tarmac. They've got a 7-second lead now, which is impressive in itself over Matt Elmore, who's about to lap Jason Haddington. Gary Craig is just that far behind. That's what 0.4 of a second looks like, is it? No, 1.4 seconds, sorry. And then right behind him, that's 0.4 of a second. Back to Simon Trendle. Tony Walker, 6 seconds behind. And then there's a whole gaggle of cars fighting for the same little bit of tarmac right here. So this is Jamie Jeffrey, Jamie Wilson, Scott Malcolm, and the killer of killers, a bit further back, JB Dejoux.
It's quite funny.
What?
Because
The one thing that we didn't notice is how far back Carlos dropped since pitting.
Carl.
Because he had a 23.9 second pit.
Oh, right, I'm off. I'm after that. I'll give you these guys to pick the bones out of while I try and find that pit stop. Right.
Now, is that a gentle
Matt
drive
Blanc,
through?
left into the
I
corner.
don't think so. Oh God, he was in there for a long time because a load of other people passed him in the pits.
Yep.
yeah, you mentioned JB as a killer, and I find it quite funny
Oh,
because
the
he's
killer of killers.
he's an Undertaker, you know.
Yeah. Right, so this is Carl's pit stop. I'm gonna guess he's overshot his pit box, not realised. He'll wait a few seconds and then reverse.
It's better than just missing a complete
no.
pits.
No, he's up.
Oh,
Change
he
his
took
tyres.
His
tires.
tyres.
He didn't take his tyres off.
Not giving him the draft anymore.
There you go.
So Pete, do
So
you
yeah,
remember what
he
you
wanted a bite of his pie, that's what it was.
Pete?
Go on.
Do you remember what you did on Donington?
Yes, I do remember what I did on
Oh, that's
Donington.
absolutely fine.
Can
No,
you elaborate?
I can elaborate. I'm not going to. Oh, dear.
These guys are fighting for hell, though. I mean,
Yeah.
in this situation,
Sorry, thought he was going for that
Big
one.
team going, Simon.
my approach as a Jamie, Jamie knows he's faster than Scott and Jamie Jeffries. My approach would be just try to gun it. How do you feel about the situation, Russ?
For Jamie, he's just going to sit back and watch. At this point, I think he knows the car is not as capable as the Elantras.
I think he's talking about Jamie Jeffrey, the one in front of Scott
No.
Malcolm.
I'm talking about Jamie Wilson.
Oh, right, okay,
He's,
sorry.
Knowing that he's quicker than those guys in front.
I think he'll just sit and watch. He will wait to see if something unfolds. If it unfolds, then happy days, he gains a position or two. If it doesn't, he's done the best he can in that car. These guys, between Gary, Simon, and Jamie, they are pushing what is potentially a broken leg around a track where they're racing against 18 or whatever, 16 people in a car that hasn't got a broken leg.
But you know that Jamie, the only reason that Jamie is back here is because he missed his pit stall.
Yeah, but he would have only just been in front of these fighting with Tony.
Oh, was that Scott flashing?
It was, that's why I switched to these guys. That's my new policy, and I've got control of the camera, so...
But at the same time, I think he'd be really frustrated, Wobbly. Because you know, when you know you've got the pace, it can be frustrating that. Well, let's be honest. Jamie's a front runner, isn't he? He's the front of the pack runner. He's never
top
usually
six runner. Let's say top six runner. Yeah, he didn't win that many races, but he's always a steady top six. Even in the V8s, he's gonna be a steady top eight. Top eight. Let's call it.
Yeah. So I think that sometimes it can get frustrating, but he knows the strengths of the car. He knows what he's up against. And I think Stevens closed the gap massively. He was point. Look at that!
Good call,
Brilliant timing.
Yep.
They're really pushing each other, and the fun fact is that I mean, Steven is like a geodesic driver, so they're gonna leave each other space.
Well, no, is the geo thing not to hit the back end of the car in front?
Well, that's to each other.
That's Sam's way, isn't it?
No, I mean I've raced against Steven and Sam and Spencer for race wins, and they're all hard races, but they're genuine races. They will never try to push you off deliberately, and I think that's what the racing for especially for the top. Oh, Steven passed him.
Steven's going past him.
He is. Oh, is he gonna? Ooh.
Oh, really good move. He just shut the door down, and now Sam's got to go on the brakes.
The way I would say this is that these between the fast guys, so as you said, the three S's, Steven, Sam, Spencer, they don't give each other an inch. As in, they like to race bumper to bumper, and they will push each other around. They will go for what they believe is a move. They'll go for it, but they'll be fair about it. They have the racecraft to be able to race cleanly with each other constantly, but still keep that pace, that consistency. It's mad to watch when you look at it and you think they're doing like a second quicker than most people in the lobby, and then they aren't even the best in their class.
Well, I kind of disagree.
In this they are.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with saying that not being the best in their class. I mean, I think they're like at least top 15 of the whole iRacing community in the TCR.
Most likely, yeah. But
and on a good track, for example, on a favorite track for Sam, a favorite track for Spencer or Steven, then they will be able to.
Ooh.
I mean, the track they like, they're gonna be on top. I'm sure of it.
I think we've always called Steven an alien since the beginning of time when we started racing with him. He's always been the alien to the Spectre 16 because he is the alien of the Spectre 16. He's the guy that does the most amount of wins. He puts the teams together when we're running a bit low on battery and we're we feel like we're not doing very well. He's like, no, we are doing really well. Come on, let's keep going. And then he'll gain another 10 positions for us, which is for us in endurances. Not that he'll do that this time. But I think even he tells us there's always someone better. He will always tell us that.
And there is.
There's always a nation guy going faster.
Yeah.
Scott, if you let me through,
No, not being meaning or anything, but there's always someone who puts in more time, more effort, knows just a little bit more stuff.
Tony Walker's been caught here, by the way.
This is very well driven by both of these guys as well.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Tony Walker's
James
doing really well. Jamie Jeffrey is doing brilliantly, and Jamie Wilson's just levered his way past Scott Malcolm, who's...
Now all we need is JB to get ahead of Scott, so then you've got the 3 J's together as well.
well, that's just going to cause confusion.
We got like this awesome band, like in Harlem, it's called the 3 J's. Yeah, that's good.
That's random as you like, isn't it, folks? You know, Marco Nemela's suggestion on the chat is excellent. If anybody's flashing their lights, I go to blimp cam.
You'll be sat in blimp cam the whole race.
Yeah.
And Sam's got back past Stephen.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be the last lap. Oh, is it the last lap?
I think it.
It will be, yeah. It is. This is the last corner.
I have no idea how you work this thing out.
Just gonna be. It
is he gonna get across the line?
No. So that was the last.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Last lap. No, no.
They seem to
this
be
is the last
racing
lap.
though.
No, they just entered the last lap. This is
entered
the last lap. They just barely scratched it. Oh, and I'm curious if somebody's gonna go out of fuel because they
got another lap. Yeah,
they got another lap in.
So that
there.
No, can we focus the cam on Sam and Steven?
There's going to be a lot of calculators going to miss here.
Yeah, I know, but this is the last lap for like and then the switchback after that.
Forget
that.
And
he's really late on the braking, and he's trying to drift his car around the corner. Oh, is he in the inside? And now he's gotta get a better run. And now he's gonna be sprint to the finish. Oh, Sam's got a bit of line. He's barely touched, and then I think Sam's got it.
Oh my
I think Sam's got it on the inside, maybe just a little bit for the finish. Oh, Steven's gonna get it, and that's gonna be fucking close. So sorry, I said fucking. Man, this is great. Great job, guys. Really good. Switch back to the other guys.
It was well played by all the guys up front.
Really, really good job.
Congratulations and apologies.
Who's pressing that last 10-second penalty?
Tony Walker, that one was.
Sorry, I'm so high on energy.
JB. Well, if I sucked a little less, you'd have nothing to worry about. That boy, heck, I wanted to.
So, Cal Hardy took back his position there from JB on that last lap. We'll see if I can find that, because that was also one of the key factors that happened in that last racing lap. That was right near the end as well. But we were watching the very, very close finish at the front. Wow.
I don't chase after the burger van.
No, it was JB that got the position. Nice.
This was. Carl beat JB. Have you gone a lot too far back?
Maybe I have, yeah. Maybe this is the previous overtake and I've just gone too far back. Oh, right, yeah. It's this one. So in 2 laps they exchanged positions. This isn't the same footage, I don't think. But it looks it certainly looks like it.
That was.
No, that's the same.
Is it the same footage? I think it is.
Yeah. So that's crazy stuff. Anyway, we're going to look at the finishing order now. After we watch multiple replays of JB. Anybody flashing the lights? We'll go to this anyway. Let's do that. Right, so results. Who wants to go through the finishing order?
You can do. So,
I'll put the right one.
first place,
There you go.
we had Sam Blees for Geodesic Racing. In second place, we had Stephen Walker for Spectre 6. In third, you had Matt Elmore for Spectre 6 Orange. In fourth, you had Gary Craig for BSTV Esports. Fifth is Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Sixth is Tony Walker for Spectre 6. Seventh is Jamie Jeffrey for CCR. Eighth is Scott Malcolm for Ignium Motorsports. Ninth is Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. 10th is Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result. 11th is JB Dejoux for BSTV Esports. 12th is Matt Flannery for Geodesic Racing White. 13th is Roger Morton for Safeguard by Result. 14th is David Ayres for Result Clothing iRacing Team. 15th is Andrew Littler for the same team. 16th is Jason Haddington for RWC Racing Blue. 17th isn't Arnaud. Well, Arnaud Chenanier and Chris Needham both finished the race one lap after apart, but that was 14 and 15 laps down.
It was, yeah. So they had a bit of trouble along the way. Chris Needham must have had some sort of technical issue that rendered him not capable of...
He got spun.
He pulled over it, didn't he?
He got spun out, didn't he, by Matt coming out the pits?
Oh, that was afterwards, wasn't it? Yeah, of course. He's pulled over once and then been spun. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go and find the beginning of the race. It was a bit of a slow-mo.
Yeah, very good race. I'm going to I have to get up 5.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for joining us in the booth.
Yeah, so I'll give you my phone in the DM, so.
All right, excellent. Okay, I'll ignore that.
I spin the race. I crashed the car within 24 hours.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Funny stuff. Right, so who have we got in the booth? Well, it only seems fair that we should bring in for you, Russ, your teammate, and the one that keeps you all sane. In your team, like you were saying, Stephen Walker.
Afternoon, Stephen. Or Wookie, as I'll call you now, because I got shouted out for calling you Stephen.
Yeah, he did. He got told off for that one, yeah.
So, race 1. You got a good start. You pipped the qualifying very close to the end.
To teammate Toe. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't anything other than that.
We noticed. And race 1, how did you feel your starts were? Because I know you've been practicing the starts. You've had a few dodgy ones. Well, are they getting better, or do you feel like there's still a bit room for improvement? Or
I was just doing the last start practice before the race, and I figured something out, how to get... It was the second phase that I was struggling with, and I managed to figure out how to do that second phase better. So literally, I did that maybe 2 minutes before we started the first race, if that, maybe 30 seconds.
And it worked out well for you?
Yeah, obviously. I got a good start over Sam. I don't know if he bogged down a little bit. Both of us were a bit all over the place in that first lap. It's just, obviously, cold tyres, understeery. I think I saw him in my mirror I think he accelerated a bit too much out of the last corner and went wide, and then he had to make I think he recovered back to third, so it's really good racing from him in 20 minutes. It's very difficult to overtake around here. But I was just trying to get my head down and help Cap and teammate pull away from the rest of it, and then just kind of manage the pace. I forgot to put my brake balance back partway through the end of the race, so the car felt terrible. I wasn't used to it, so I didn't realise until we started the second race that I hadn't moved it back, because it just helps with the turning and the corners, but you've got to be careful in the rear. But yeah, that was great fun.
How long, because it's a short track, the one thing I was unsure of is how long it took the Elantra to get the tyres settled in. Now we know the car Gary's in, I can't remember the name of it, the Veloster, that it takes 5 or 6 laps, as Gary told us yesterday. But how many laps was it for the Elantra?
It's the same in the Elantra. Before you have any confidence, it takes about 2-3 laps to have confidence in the front, and then double that to have real confidence in the rear to really push the car into the last section of corners, because it's trail braking into the left-hander before the right-hander. That's the last corner. Don't ask me what the names are, I don't know. It gains you the time there, because you can just take a bit of the curb, not too much, otherwise it gives you a 1x, but ultimately it was very difficult to get that right every lap. And the rear, like in the second race, you probably saw when I had the brake balance in the rear place, in the right place. Sorry, the rear was all over the place. That's the words I wanted to get out in that order.
That's fine.
Oh God.
It's all right. Don't worry. And then obviously your teammate or the second team for Spectre 6 finished in second just behind you in that first race. He gained a position obviously from Sam's fallback.
Yeah.
Race 2. So you started on the grid in 8th, obviously,
Yeah.
because you won the race. And you managed to climb your way through the first couple of laps, battling it out toe to toe with 6 other cars, I think it was, maybe 5. How did it feel for the start to see you all bunched up with the wall that was Team Chimera?
Yeah, the Honda roadblock was scary. I'm not going to lie, because it's so easy to make a mistake, but or just plow into the back of one of them, not obviously just by accident. So it was nervous because obviously I didn't want to run wide or go off or have an issue like I did at Donington last week. So I just tried to keep it as clean and tidy as I could without pushing them off the track, really.
Yeah.
Just if anyone made a mistake, just try and capitalize on that. I think Sam punched a hole for me to get through with Gary. I think we went side by side most of the lap. And I think I went side by side with both Hondas, trying to overtake them at some point.
Yeah.
They-
Simon definitely wasn't up for giving it you. At any point, he was pushing that car all the way to the end of the
No,
point where
as
you
we were
overtook.
going down towards the last couple of corners, I was trying to pin him on the inside, but I think he was expecting me to move over to the right. So there was a bit of bumpy, but it's just, as one of our old friends would say, it's just touring car racing. But yeah, no, it was just racing. It was just a great fight. Second race, the first half of it was one type of race, and the second half was a completely different type of race. It was
And
a
so
lot of fun.
there was a few scary moments where we thought you was going to end up rear-ending Sam into oblivion, in typical geodesic fashion because you're a part geo driver.
Not officially, no.
No, we're only messing. Just in case anyone from geodesic's wondering what we're on about. But yeah, it was fun to see you and Sam obviously go right to the end. You had Wobbly screaming in the last lap, and I think he said a bad word, because of how close it was in that last lap. Was there anything that went wrong in that last lap, or was it just about you were both pushing the car as most you could because it was the last lap?
Yeah, it's easier to be the car behind. As soon as you get in front and you're coming up to the last couple of laps, you looking in your mirror. So I was adamant that I wasn't going to do that. And then I think I got a bad run out the first corner. Once I got past Sam, I wasn't expecting to get past that early. So I thought, well, I've done it now, so I'll just try and drive as best I can and hopefully keep him behind. He got a better run going onto the back straight, so he went down the inside, and I was like, oh, I'll take the outside because that's worked for me for most of the races. And with the rear, I just got slightly unsettled, and he obviously capitalized on that. It was a great move, and then I tried to get him back on that last lap. I was like, well, if I don't do it now, there's no chance, there's no point. We're here to win, we're here to race. So we both had a similar pace. If anything, he was probably a little bit quicker when he was behind. But I think it was half a second across the line. It felt closer in the car, and when you sat holding the wheel and you're trying to like a little jockey. Like, come on, go quicker, go quicker. But he was on
Leaning
the slight
forward.
outside, so he had the better run. He could get on the throttle earlier. But yeah, it was a great race. It was really good, clean from what I saw.
Am I right in thinking you got the fastest lap as well?
I think I stole it when I was in his toe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got a 1 minute .047, and Sam got a 1 minute 150.
077 was it?
150 we got in the end.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was the first race. I don't know. I don't think I got the
so
fastest lap in the
it was-
first race.
It was. I can't remember. Did Matt keep the fastest lap, Pete?
Yeah, he did. He got
He
the fastest
did,
lap. I
yeah.
got pole, so I've got 4 bonus points overall, which
So
I
yeah,
need.
good going. So we'll end it there. Is there anyone you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, obviously you guys putting it on commentary-wise. This I don't like this track, but clearly it produced some great racing. So good job, team. And yeah, both my teammates they had a really good race. Matt, my brother, I think he finished sixth, second race. Stayed out of trouble by the looks of it. He had good pace. The rest of the guys, Sam, for being clean when we were racing together. Yeah, just the rest of the guys for just a really fun, clean, strategic race, which is what we all signed up for. So yeah, well done everyone.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
Haters.
Bye.
Before everybody starts getting too emotional, who came third in the first race?
Matt.
Oh right, okay, so he's got two.
No, sorry, no. Sam came third. Matt
Oh.
came second and then third.
Matt came second and third. Oh right, yeah, okay. What? So Matt Elmore came second in the first race.
Yes.
That's good then. I needed to practice that before we bring him in. Welcome into our booth, the man, the myth, the legend that they call Cap.
Aye, 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 aye.
Aye, aye, aye. Good night's racing for you, I guess.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't too bad. Nothing to write home about or anything. I'll take the fastest lap. I'll take second and third.
There you
Podium. Whoop, 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 whoop.
So, tell us about your first race, because you're clearly quick round Silverstone National. Is it the short tracks that you like the best, or did this one just suit you tonight?
There's a moral to this one. Don't
Go on,
practice.
Then. Don't practice, right? Okay, just turn up and drive, yeah?
Nearly. Yeah, I normally do. I wouldn't say I do loads of practice, but I do enough. But I think I did. Now, I might be a little bit out. I think I did 12 laps the other night and then whatever I did before the race. So I've not done a lot of practice and nowhere near compared to what I normally do. But
Right.
yeah, I suppose it's an OP car, isn't it?
Classic.
But no, it just felt all right. To be fair, don't know. It was all right. It was I felt quite quick.
Yeah,
So,
you looked quick as well. You were duking it out with all the familiar faces, but getting it just that slight bit higher up the finishing order. I know there's no Spencer, but I don't think that would make too much of a difference tonight because the field was so close. How many incident points did you manage to finish on?
Wow, that's a sore subject.
Oh, go on.
So, race 1 I had none.
Right.
Race 2 I had 1 until Mr. Old Fat Chops Carl likes lots of burgers, lots of pies, and chasing down burger bars decided to smash me up the bum and give me 4 times, so I finished on 5.
Brilliant.
I feel a bit hard done by it, so I told him he's not finishing the race next week.
Oh, right. Is that already written on the wall?
Yeah, I'm going to be flashing my lights and I'm going to be shouting out Leroy across the mic.
Leroy.
And we ask a question about the flashing lights thing as well, Cap.
What,
Sorry to
flashy
jump
flashy
in.
or fashy
No,
flashy?
what? Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
what is fashy flashy? I had to say it
Flashy
carefully.
flashy.
It just doesn't make any sense. Were you meant to
It
type
does.
flashy flashy?
No,
Was
no,
you just
no,
doing
no,
a
no,
cap?
no. Flashy is too normal. I've got to put a little twist on it. And I'm proper thick and missed the L
Yeah,
out of the
that's
flash.
fine. Yeah, that's what we
It's,
thought.
So,
we'll not look at that bit.
do you own and have you raced any laps yet at Magny-Cours?
No.
Excellent. So that's the next track. So confident, yeah?
After tonight, I don't even have any iRacing membership, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I've got some practicing to do.
Yeah, sounds like it. But brilliant pair of races tonight and great qualifying. We expect this of you every race. You can cut that flashing out right away. Otherwise, you're not getting any footage ever again.
Well, we were going to map it to our accelerators. So
Yeah, I
when
heard
the accelerators
this.
down, they were just
Yeah.
flashing.
The
But
best thing about it, though, Pete, is
Go
it's wobbly telling them what to do.
I know they're just
However,
sheep. They're just sheep.
Did you hear?
Bleating away.
Has any of you got in-game chat on?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so
We heard you.
on the start of race 2, did you hear whose idea it actually was?
Gary's.
No, it
Oh.
was Russ. It was Russ.
What?
I outed him. If you go back to the stream when we're on the grid on race 2, I actually outed Russ and said I blamed it all on him.
Oh, right, okay, I missed that.
I did hear my name. I did hear my
Right,
name,
okay.
but we was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
at the time, so I ignored it.
Fair enough. Well, anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go? Obviously, the manufacturers of your light bulbs.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So thanks to Prism, I'm deciding I've got Prism bulbs. So thanks to Prism.
That's
I'm
a
going to
sponsor
say
good on the card next season.
Yeah.
thanks very much to Spencer. Yet again, not turning up, giving some other people some extra points, which is very, very grateful. I wouldn't have been on the podium if he was there, unless Carl knocked him off the track like he does.
Well, there's a pot shot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is just good, clean racing tonight. The Honda roadblock is absolute sketch. I don't like the Honda roadblock, but they're just so good at putting their cars where yeah, it's scary. Slight mistake from anyone at the front. I mean, what was there? 6 of us, 7 of us?
Yeah.
And there's a pile up. So it is so you got to be careful. But it's great racing. Enjoyed that tonight.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll expect the same. A track you've never done a practice lap at, Magnicure, next week.
I'm going to get on there. I'll be able to drive it with the eyes closed this time.
Cool. Cheers, Cap.
No worries. Cheers, lads.
Right then. Next into the booth, for your interview pleasure, Russ, is the orchestrator of the light show, Gary Craig.
Hello, Gary.
I did it for you, Pete.
You nearly got yourself a penalty. Is what happened.
I was actually waiting for the black flag to come up. I was fully expecting it, and still you didn't do it.
No.
You should test that, Pete, next week.
Yeah,
give him a black flag, and if they say sorry, take it off straight away, just to make them poo themselves. I've got a black flag. What am I doing? Sorry, Pete. They send it off straight away. Anyway, hi, Gary. Welcome back to the booth again. We spoke to you obviously about race 1 earlier. You got caught short because we had to go back to the racing. You had an absolute mental start again. I don't know what you've done with your car or what you've got set up, but can you teach? Yeah. Can you send it me so I can do the same?
You want the start macro and the tire warming on the grid macro.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
So again, you got a brilliant start at the start of the race 2. You gained 2 positions.
I gained 2 on the first race, and I gained, I think, just the 1, but I was very close side by side to the Hondas in the second. Chris got a bad start, and then I was behind the Hondas.
Yes, that was it. Yes, yeah. And then you obviously had the wall of Hondas in front of you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant to send it on those first 2 laps because just like they're struggling, I don't have any tyre warmth, and I know for a fact if I made a bold move, I would just understeer into them. So I just have to kind of wait a lap until I feel a bit more confident, by which time Sam and Wook are usually there and already doing it.
Yeah, we spoke about that early in the race. I think it was race 1 where they mentioned that you'd obviously told us it took 5, 6, maybe 7 laps to get the tyres warm.
20.
14 laps later. Yeah. But, I mean, you kept up with the guys at the front. You pushed the car as far as you could in race 2 again. It's good to see that it's not just... It is kind of the Elantra show, isn't it? But there's 3 of you holding strong in your cars. Do you reckon you'll end up staying in the car? I know we've had the discussion before.
Yeah, I mean, I did the roll in the Elantra because I had to, and then I did a Donington official in the Elantra to test it out, and I was as quick with no draft in the Elantra as I was with a draft from 0.2 behind Cap in the Veloster. So, as you'd expect, it's definitely quicker. It just rides the curves better at Donington, which I expect just says something about its stability all over. The longer wheelbase means its back end isn't as lethal. So yes, I could probably be quicker in it. I'm still undecided. I would quite like to just finish the season out in the Veloster, but if I'm giving away points of positions when it's all going to be quite close for this kind of best of the rest in the championship, it might be a sensible choice to change it. But I'm undecided.
No, that's fair. So obviously you had the wall that was Team Camera in front. What was it like seeing all the other cars come bounding through and make it so there was 6 of you fighting each other for the first, I want to say 10 laps? Maybe more?
It was mega. I remember looking down, being in 6th place and seeing the leader like less than 2 seconds away. Especially going into Luffield and Brooklands, everyone just sideways at the same time. Getting, I thought I'd try to go around the outside once and lost spot. I think that happened twice actually, but Got to try it. It's good fun. Everyone was really close and respectful. It was, it's just really good race. And I ended up at the back of that pack. Everyone else got through Simon, and I just couldn't. I'm going to blame the car, but who knows? So I did the only thing I could, which was pit early and try to use the clean air to do faster lap times. And I ended up overtaking him into the second corner as we were side by side as he came out of the pits, and that was the decisive move in that race. I just couldn't make any more inroads on Cap, and I just managed to keep Simon behind. So it was the pit stop that actually ended up making the difference for me in that one. But it was really good fun racing the first half of that race and the end as well.
But yeah, I mean, you had it all the way through. There was action throughout the field. I think at one point Pete was struggling to change camera. There was that much stuff going on at one point. He was like, right, we'll come back to that in a minute. And we had like 5 things in the queue that we had to come back to because there was just so much going on, especially during the pits. We saw a few people make mistakes. So next week we've got Magny Core.
Manico, innit?
However you say it. At this point, there's a lot of tracks I can't actually say in iRacing. Are you looking forward to it? Have you tried it? Have you raced around there yet? Or
I've never driven that track in my life.
So we're up for a good one so far, Pete, because no one's
driven it. Not one of them that's been in has even owned it.
I own it. I just haven't loaded. I just haven't loaded it up yet.
Right.
So I reckon we put a ban on everyone practicing this week just to see how funny it is next week for us.
When they all can't, when they all don't know which way the track goes next.
Yeah. When they crash into turn 1 because they all went left instead of right.
I'm sure Wobbly will put his session up like he usually does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about Wobbly sessions. Damn it, Wobbly. Yeah. Other than that, is there anyone you want to say thanks to, or?
Yeah, same as usual. Just everyone in the world apart from Wobbly.
Okay, that's fair comment. We can't really argue with that one, can we, Pete?
Not really. That's perfect.
Nice
and don't forget, flash your lights. You'll get a penalty next time.
Flash my lights. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You only heard half the sentence.
Flash my lights. I got it. Flash my lights. Will do. Glad you liked it.
And from now on, Cap is called Fashy Flashy.
Yeah.
Flashy. Well, that's the name that we've got.
It's not. It's Fashy. He forgot one of the L's, so the first word was just Fashy.
I thought Flashy was the name that we've got on his wanted poster.
Wow.
Wow.
We're going to be changing the sponsors up on the Spectre 6 car for next season.
Yeah, you know any good torch brands?
Yeah, we've got a few.
Oh, sweet.
Battery brands to keep the lights going.
Yeah, your Duracell and Lysine.
Yeah, there's plenty coming.
Sweet.
All right, mate. Thank you. I'll speak to you later.
See you later.
Cool. Right. And then last in tonight. It would be good to get everybody in, but we really don't have the time to do it. Is one half of the Great Wall of Honda, Jamie Wilson. Good evening.
Konnichiwa.
That's good.
Enough.
That's good. That's pretty good. So yeah, you and Simon, who we've not got in the booth tonight, provided us with a great. What would that be? About 5 or 6 laps, maybe even more. Of entertainment at the beginning of race 2. The Honda, how did it go around here? Was it as troublesome as it's been on other tracks?
Yes, it doesn't go, it doesn't stop. It normally doesn't turn. This time it turns very, 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 very much.
Right.
But not in a good way.
Oh.
But at the same time, at least for me, I found it to be quite good fun.
Right, okay. It was, when I say it's entertaining, that was brilliant, by the way. You scared the bejesus out of everybody behind you, both, because I don't think they expected you to be able to formation drive in the way that you were doing. Whether that was by design or not, probably not, because I know you and Simon properly race one another. But it was great, because everybody was... they couldn't decide what to do, and then they started racing each other behind you. When you watch the broadcast, you'll see it happening. It's funny. It's almost like they go, "Well, we can't get past there, so I'll race you instead."
Yeah, well, no, I saw a lot of it. Yeah, I was never. You might as well just block out the windscreen. I was just looking at the mirror the whole time. Yeah, no, it's we have a specific set of challenges in the Honda, as you may be able to see on the broadcast. So it's particularly bad here because the top end power of the Honda isn't so much the problem, because at Daytona, for example, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to be a million miles away. We weren't last time anyway. But it's the drive out of slow to medium speed corners that's what just absolutely kills us. We just don't have the punch out the corner. So on a short set of straights like we have here, it has the same effect as being down on power, in the sense that the Elantra can, not just the Elantra, but any other car really, can just sort of drive away from us enough to sort of be covered. And then on top of that, we then also have the whole tyre warm-up problem. So the tyres are absolutely stone cold for about 4 laps around here, if not more. The other cars can just kind of pick up straight away, particularly the Elantra is quite good at picking up straight away. And people are building sets, with certain cambers on to try and, accelerate their ability to do that kind of thing. We're just basically on, the P&O ferry for the first couple of laps. But once it comes up, it's much better. It's, I think I was monitoring my gap to, I think it was Gary. He was quite a good benchmark for me, and it was something like 3 to 3.5 tenths or something is probably the pace difference on a track that's only a minute long. So, yeah, it's a struggle, and the brakes were just a nightmare, and like you touch the brakes and it does a handbrake turn around here. And you kind of have to set the car up that way, but it was really proper knife edge stuff. You would have seen that Simon as well, particularly. He was struggling with that a bit more than I was. So.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's hang on for dear life is still, I think, an entertaining way of driving the car, I suppose.
Okay. I mean, Stephen's famous statement from the last couple of seasons was, "You grow fonder of a Honda," but he didn't grow that fond of it that he stayed in it this season. So
yeah, when the next car selection comes up, we may not yonder for a Honda.
Oh really? Right. Okay. Well, that's right now. Funnily enough.
Well, no, maybe next season we'll have a Honda.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Ponder over the Honda.
I like that one.
It was good, wasn't
it? Simon may take a year off, therefore being an absconder.
An absconder of the Honda. Okay. We're doing well here. We should make an entire show just out of this. But I found the Chimera performance brilliant tonight. I thought the beginning of race 2 was great. I thought your dueling in race 1 was exceptional, because you were bolted together for the second half, if not more, of the race. It was very great. Magny-Cours. Tell me about Magny-Cours. What do you know? It's in France.
It's French.
French, yeah. Good start.
Yep. Shame we haven't got Mr. Booz in then.
yeah. You could probably say the name right as well.
Yeah, indeed. It's narrow. That's a feature of it. There's some blind, very, very fast chicanes. I don't know. It's kind of got a bit of everything. I've always liked the track.
Okay.
From other sims and things. It's one of these tracks that's got one of those reputations, a bit like the Hungaroring, for just being sort of generic track.
Right.
Or, being a bit naff in F1 back in the period when it was used. But I think we used to do it in like Race 07 and stuff. It was quite a good touring car track, which is a shame we don't have the short layout really. But should be good. There's some massive curbs there to go and demolish, which is always good fun. The Honda's quite good at that as well, actually. That's another strength of it. We can absolutely just muller any curbs, so that would be good fun.
Okay. Well, we hope to see you there. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
To everyone that turns up and races these things and puts up with me and Simon being just like in slow motion for a bit. And credit to those around us for sort of managing that, because not everyone, I think, could, in terms of the complexity of some of the situations that we end up in. Shout out to Tony Walker for me crashing into him last week and not being salty about it a week on, hopefully. So, and he did well. He's doing very well in general.
Yes, he's picked it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was saying, I hope I'll be quicker than you, at Silverstone, after that thing last week, which I've obviously apologised for. But yeah, he was. So
Yeah.
can't really argue with that, can I? So yeah, no, and of course, you know yourselves for putting it on. Oh,
No.
and to every headlight light bulb manufacturer.
Yeah, they can all die. Brilliant performance again, and we look forward to seeing you on the tight and twisty, but very fast, by the sound of it, Manicure next week. Jamie Wilson.
See you later, guys.
See you later, Jamie. Pete,
Yeah.
before we start to end it, do we want to get Sam in for his quick interview? That
Oh,
he
he's
had
there.
internet issues, so he's only just got back.
Oh, okay, fair enough. He's
And
in that case over to you.
and I'll make it really quick.
Yeah, for our Geo Race 2 winner, Sam, please.
Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Bye, Sam. That's the interview done. No, I'm joking.
Easy.
Hi, Sam. We noticed that you were in here earlier, so we decided to interview everyone else around you. But I've been told why you
Friday.
wasn't there.
Sorry, I had to disappear. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get back, but I
Yeah,
did.
no
So
problem.
I thought I'd come back in case you were still going.
Yeah, at least you made it. Race 1, you got picked just before qualifying ended.
Yep.
You didn't manage to get that many laps in, I believe. I think you only had 8 or 7 laps.
I must admit, I thought I had the time safe, and I
Same.
didn't think I was going to go much quicker, so I pitted and I, went to grab a drink and stuff. And then I was watching Stephen, and he bloody beat it, didn't he? Which is
Picked
annoying.
it on the last lap. None of us noticed at first, and then I was like, "Stephen's in first."
Yeah.
That's not what happened when we was talking about the times.
It was a
So
very good lap.
obviously, pipped it very last minute, and then the start. You both got a decent start. You managed to get on the inside of him into the first set of corners, I think, but you obviously gave each other room and continued to race. And then you had an off, which dropped you down 4 places. You dropped to 5th.
I think I was briefly 7th, but only for like half a corner.
Yeah.
And then it was 6th, and then I had a really, really good battle with Carl. I had a Gary.
I was going to say, how was it trying to get through the field? Because obviously this isn't a track that is very good for overtaking on. But you managed to do it quite well and get back the positions to make yourself 3rd.
It's fine to overtake one car. It's very difficult to overtake 2. Like, if there's 2 together, it's almost impossible. Well, it's not almost impossible, but the toe is quite important for setting up an overtake. And when the car in front has the toe, you lose that advantage almost entirely. So I was a little bit quicker than Carl. I was a little bit more, like a little bit additional quicker than Gary, and Carl was a bit quicker than Gary as well. But setting the pass up just because everyone had toe was really difficult. So it was a really good fun battle, and yeah, hats off to Carl. He did really, really well with the defending, and then eventually it was him making a move on Gary that opened it all up, and I was able to get past both of them within a lap or 2. It was great fun. It was a shame I slid off. Me and Stephen could have had a really good battle there, I think, because I think we were on exactly the same pace. It was just down to swapping positions and getting lucky with the position and coming out on top, really. So that could have been a really fun battle in the first race, which was a shame, but I still had some fun and came 3rd, so it wasn't too bad.
And obviously you and Stephen, between you both, are pushing that car all the way to its limits, doing as fast as lap as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt pipped the fastest lap in the first race.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he was really rapid. He was very quick tonight.
Yeah, considering he didn't do a lot of practice, which he made comment of before. So he's not going to practice from now on. He's just going to turn up, I think.
Not sure that will work consistently, but...
Well, it'll be fun to see, though.
He can try, yeah, he can try.
Yeah. And then, obviously, you went on to race 2. You obviously started in, I want to say 5th?
I think so,
6th?
Yeah. I think it was 5th.
It would have been 6th. It would have been 6th, because you finished 3rd, didn't you, in the second race? In the first race? And it's a reverse 8. So the logic is that first is 8th, second is 7th, 3rd is 6th, is where I'm going with that. So you started 6th, you had a decent start, and then you had the wall of Hondas that proceeded to keep their positions and do it quite well, and managed to get 6 of you all racing to each other, which for us to watch was amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine it. I'm looking forward to watching it tomorrow.
How did it actually feel being the guy that was potentially bringing 4 cars along, trying to get 2 cars past 2 cars that were side by side the whole
Well,
race?
I was fairly happy to leave them to it because very, very briefly, and I was nowhere near possible in the end. But my calculator was saying I needed like 1 litre of fuel for a little bit because I was using so little behind them. So I was just like, all right, fine, we'll do this for as long as I can, see how I'm going to get on. It was never really practical or possible, but I very briefly was debating a crazy no-stop race. So I was quite happy to sit behind
Said that,
and
didn't I, Pete?
let them
Yeah,
do what
he
they
did,
want.
yeah.
I actually
But
called that.
didn't work. It became apparent fairly quickly that wasn't going to happen. So I put my foot down a bit and got by them, and then I spent about 3 or 4 laps trying to keep Simon ahead of Stephen. So
We
I
saw
was
that
just
as well.
kept giving Simon the toe, kept running interference or whatever you want to call it. And ultimately that didn't work either, but that was quite good fun. And then it was just a case of I couldn't break away. Stephen was at least as quick as me, so it was just try to save a bit of fuel without doing too much. I think we probably took almost exactly the same in the end. I don't know. I took 13. I think he might have done 14, possibly. I haven't spoken to him.
And then came the end where we saw you both switch your positions. We weren't too sure whether you'd get an extra lap in. And then we were all like,
Yeah.
is
I'm
it
glad we didn't.
gone over or is it not? Well, you did, didn't you? On ours. The
Oh right,
timing
yeah,
was
yeah. Oh, okay,
exactly 40 minutes as you went over the line.
Oh, see, I knew we'd get that lap, but I ran out. I had half a litre over the line. I was really tight for fuel.
So that was quite close then. But obviously you
Yeah.
switched positions in that last lap twice.
I think the last 3 laps. I think it was once a lap for the last 3 or 4 laps, and then 2 or 3 times on the final lap as well. So yeah, it was an excellent end to the race. It was really good, really clean as always, but just really fun.
We mentioned that during the race. You guys like to push each other as long as you can, but you also drive and give each other room when you
absolutely.
need to.
Every time there was a dive or a look or a move, there was space left, and it was it's always good fun. It's always good with Stephen and with everyone in this league, to be honest. Accidents happen, but not very often, and it's can't fault it. Driving standards are excellent, and it was really good to be part of.
So is there any shout outs for anyone, Sam?
I mean, just to you guys as ever for hosting and broadcasting. I'm looking forward to watching that back because that's going to be good fun. Repeat again to Stephen. He did a cracking job today and well deserved his win, and it was really good battling with him. Cap had great pace, so well done to him. And actually, I think it was pretty close up and down the field. Racing with Gary and Carl after my mishap in the first race was excellent fun as well. And just everyone for coming out and making it a good, fun, clean event.
Thanks, Sam, and see you next week.
You will indeed. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
So, we've got one more task to perform, Russ. We've got driver of the meeting. It's going to be quite a difficult one, I think. I know Wobbly's selection because he DM'd me like he said he did. But I will go first and try and make the journey easier for you, I guess. Simon Trendle did extremely well, given the fact that Honda is such a beast to drive. You've got to look towards Sam and Stephen because they've excelled again in this class. Matt Elmore, though, a second and a third, that's pretty high up there. And the fastest of the rest, which is Gary in that Veloster, also sticks his head out of the window as a confident racer. But I think mine tonight goes to Jamie Jeffrey. I saw him side by side with so many cars tonight. It was unreal. He seemed bolted to David Ayres. He's obviously likes the side by side action with David Ayres. And up 7 places from his start in the second race, scythed his way through, did some great overtaking on his way, and was highly entertaining. So for me, Jamie Jeffrey gets my vote this evening. What are your thoughts, Russ?
That didn't help me any.
Oh, excellent.
As we was doing all them interviews, I was sat there thinking, who actually, other than the people you've just said then, who brought it to the table? You had, obviously, the battle up front, which was amazing throughout, but I'm not going to pick my teammates again. You had Matt flying this week. You had Tony, also one of his best weeks this week with that 6th finish. I think that's the best position he's finished in so far. You had Gary bring, like I said earlier, it's a wounded car to a race and push it as far as he can. You've got the wall of Hondas, which again, those guys were pushing that car amazingly. And I think this week, I'm actually going to give it to Gary because he's brought a car that, to me, it's not the greatest car. It's a lot harder to drive than the Elantra. There's, as I said earlier, there's 13 other Elantras on track against one person in one Veloster and 2 people in Hondas. He is trying to stick to his guns about keeping in the car, but I also understand that he's at a loss if he sticks in that car and everyone else goes in the Elantra. But he brought it home. He did well this week, so my vote goes to Gary.
Awesome stuff, and well deserved. Wobbly's vote goes to. Well, I'll just double check that I'm saying the right name before I do that. It'd be infamous, wouldn't it? No, I was right. Simon Trendle gets Wobbly's vote. That wall of the Great Wall of Honda was spearheaded by him. He's stayed in the tow throughout the race of Sam Blease and has really got in the grill of the 2 guys up front there. And great racing with his teammate in the first race. I think that's a well-deserved vote. We both mentioned him a minute ago. So Simon Trendle gets Wobbly's vote. I thought that Silverstone National did a great job of delivering for us in the TCR. And next time out, it will be Manicure. We've announced V8 ESC and the schedule for the first of the 2 seasons that we've got planned that follow. So that's season 13, I'm going to say. And season 14 will follow. It's going to be well attended. So get yourselves signed up for that if V8s are for you. If you want to learn how to drive all the cars on the iRacing service more proficiently, then that is the car to do it in. It's an untamed beast, and it takes a lot of talent and a lot of practice in order to drive it effectively, which is why I don't anymore. But others have really quite honed their driving skill, style, and have become successful as a result of driving the V8. So it's a great league to drive in. You've got some of the greatest V8 drivers in there. So get signed up, come and do some laps, and see what it's like for you. We will leave Silverstone National with me saying goodnight and bringing the broadcast to a close. Hope you're all safe wherever you are, and I'll hand over to Russ. So good night from me. Over to you, Russ.
And good night from me.